I've never had it easy in WWE. I've had injuries. I was released twice, and just when I had scratched and clawed my way to the top, my in-ring career was over. I could have sat at home, satisfied with what I accomplished, but I decided that's not how I wanted my story to end. I wanted to show myself, my family, and anyone who's gone through adversity in life that you need to take on whatever challenges you face and fight for your dreams.
Well, we might as well get on the Daniel Bryan bandwagon.
The Miracle Kid! The Miracle Kid! 77,000 chanting in unison. Yes, yes, yes.
Right after I graduated high school, I moved from Washington down to Texas to train at Shawn Michaels' school. It wasn't too long after that I was signed by WWE. When I first got signed by WWE in 2000, I had no idea really what to expect. Most of the guys on TV had been wrestling for years and years, and at that point I'd only been wrestling for 6 months. Since I was still really new to all this, I was sent to hone my craft at WWE's developmental territory, which at the time was in Memphis. Luckily, William Regal was a trainer there and he helped me out a lot. So with the WWE contract and Hall of Fame trainers, Bryan Danielson was on the fast track to success, right? No, not quite. I was released in 2001, the first time I was released by WWE. It was really hard actually because I really didn't know what to do. William Regal told me this is a chance to learn. This is a chance to go travel the world, find who you are as a wrestler and find who you are as a person. So I went back to the Indies and touring in Japan. But soon after that, in 2003, Bryan Danielson made his triumphant return to WWE. Well, sort of.
Bryan Danielson from Aberdeen, Washington.
I returned for some one-off matches on WWE's weekend shows, Sunday Night Heat and Velocity.
I like this kid. Look at that. Nice monkey flip. Well, you know, this Bryan Danielson is a very accomplished young man. We've seen him in the past, and he's very, very good.
I didn't really have a goal other than it was good exposure on TV. And one of these matches happened to be against a young up-and-comer named John Cena. Surely this would be my big break, right?
Scoop slam! Into the tie-up they go, but who's going to end up with the upper hand? Military. We're at a crossroads. Neither competitor is backing down here. What a stomp. Good grief.
Uh-oh. Oh, nasty impact. John Cena's been on a roll lately. Ever since he started spitting rhymes back in October, he started to rile up all of the SmackDown locker room.
Yeah, Cena has gained attention and earned some wins, but he doesn't have many friends in the back. Nobody wants to tag with a trash talker.
Two of you mentioned Cena's new trash-talking raps. He has so much to work with this nerd Bryan Danielson. I can't believe he didn't have a jam ready today.
Well, there's a time to rap and a time to shut your mouth. When Brock Lesnar is your next opponent, it definitely better be the
Don't
last.
tell Cena to shut his mouth, Byron.
I'm good.
Look at Bryan Danielson. He lets it go.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Boom! Takes him down. Back in control of Cena. Right back to the arm.
Great strategy. Weaken the poor, powerful Cena by taking away one of his arms.
Bryan sticking to his wheelhouse, not taking any unnecessary risks here against John Cena.
Oh, just looking to control and neutralize the bigger man. Cena, though, back to his feet, and Bryan continues to work on the arm, but now Cena, test of strength, and you don't want to get into a power battle with John.
Absolutely not. Cover here.
And a kick out. And again, Cena powering Danielson down.
Wow, look at this incredible core strength by Danielson.
Cena cannot believe that he can't get Danielson's shoulders on the mat. Gonna try it again, and Danielson able to reverse. And sends Cena flying. Incredible sequence.
Oh, man, Cena just took Danielson's head off.
We say that sometimes there's no replacement for brute force.
What a stomp.
Good grief.
John Cena is showing his strength there in the early going, getting the upper hand on Danielson.
Yeah, Danielson's got some technical skill, but he's starting to be overwhelmed by Cena's brute force.
This match is so evenly contested right now that it's almost impossible to pick a winner. I guess we'll just have to settle in and enjoy the action.
He's making a statement here with this attack. Buster!
Thunderous. You have to like his chances here.
John Cena makes the cover.
Not even close.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. John Cena is measuring.
Picked up. Beautiful spin-out powerbomb. What's he gonna do now?
Great move by him right there.
Yeah, let's see that one again.
And how they survive that is anyone's guess.
And we continue.
Uh-oh.
I don't think he's got it completely locked in.
He releases it.
And you can debate whether or not that would have been the end. Interesting decision there. Oh, the knee just being torn apart now.
Big elbow.
Look at Bryan Danielson. Continuing to punish them.
Now it's time to capitalize.
Well, John Cena's in a real bad spot. Oh!
Beautiful technique.
And look at the quickness by Cena.
You gotta believe this one's over. Can he score the pin? I wouldn't have been surprised if that was it. Wow.
He's still in this.
His shoulders are down. Oh, a quick kick out from John Cena.
Big match John is not going to go down that easily.
If you're Bryan Danielson, what do you do at this point as he whips Cena across the ring?
Oh, Cena gets up a boot just in time.
And now John Cena looking to take over. Looking up, put Bryan Danielson where he wants him. And here's the cover. And he got him. Cena with the win over Bryan Danielson.
Here is your winner, John
Valiant effort by
Cena.
Danielson, but Cena was just too much tonight.
A hard-fought victory tonight for Cena. Gotta be impressed with Cena tonight.
A lot of guys would have parlayed competitive matches on heat and velocity into being signed full-time to WWE, but that's not how things turned out. It's like my wife Bree likes to say, if anything was easy for me, I wouldn't be Daniel Bryan. But before I could become Daniel Bryan, I was Bryan Danielson. And as Bryan Danielson, I went on quite the run through the Indies. Over the course of 7 years, I won my first world championship and had some amazing matches against guys who went on to become major WWE superstars. Guys like Seth Rollins, Cesaro, all sorts of guys all over the place. A lot of hardcore fans even say these were some of the best matches of my career. Personally, I credit these matches and opponents for helping me build the foundation I would later need to make it as a WWE superstar. Fans on the indie scene weren't the only ones who took notice, because in 2010, WWE re-signed me and Daniel Bryan was officially born.
My name is Daniel Bryan. I've been wrestling all over the world, and finally, I have an opportunity here in the WWE.
Although much like childbirth, as I've heard from my wife, this was also a somewhat painful experience. I came back as part of NXT, which wasn't like the NXT that you know and love today. At the time, NXT was a reality show with rookies and pro mentors. Unfortunately, my pro was The Miz.
People will say that you're great, that you're a star, that you're ready for the WWE. Do you think you're ready?
Yes I do.
Well, one thing you have to learn about the WWE is you have to expect anything.
I guess in Miz's mind, beating a little bit of respect into his NXT rookie.
Believe it or not, we didn't get along very well back then either. I think the most ridiculous thing we had to do in NXT was the obstacle course. Okay, so you're gonna do the monkey bars. Then we go in the ring and juggle. Then you're gonna see how fast you can drink soda. Side note, it was actually supposed to be a hot dog eating contest. When they realized I was vegan and they didn't have any vegan hot dogs, they turned it into a soda drinking contest.
I didn't know vegans could drink soda. Not drink it all.
I hadn't drank any soda in years. Think, watching that on TV, a grown man just drinking soda from a cup. That's it. Despite that, I did have the tremendous opportunity to show the WWE Universe what I was capable of when I got to face the World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Jericho. I loved watching Chris Jericho from the time I was in high school, the stuff that he did in WCW, being able to go against the World Champion on NXT on the first show. Win, lose, or draw, that elevates you, and I was very thankful for that opportunity.
We're here on the inaugural episode of NXT. The World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho taking on the Miz's rookie, Daniel Bryan.
I've been looking forward to this main event. WrestleMania is on the horizon, but tonight is a WrestleMania of sorts for all the NXT rookies.
Well, Daniel Bryan was excited earlier in the night to be out on the biggest stage of his life, but that was before he knew he was going to face the World Heavyweight Champion. He's going to have to learn to take Miz's advice if he wants to survive here.
This might be it. Oh, my. Ooh, what impact. And here we go now. Elbow drop.
Daniel Bryan looking to attack from high.
Oh, what impact. I've got to say, I'm surprised to see Bryan actually testing the champion here a bit. It must be the inspiration from The Miz that's propelling this offense.
Oh, what a kick.
Ooh, what an up.
Got the leg. Oh! Dragon Whip connects.
What a stomp.
Good grief.
I have to admit the NXT rookies have been fairly feisty tonight with their WWE pros, to say the least. But he's got him covered.
Not much behind that pin attempt.
Nope. To beat the Ayatollah of rock and roll, that's not going to do it.
There's no way that Jericho's going to lose to this guy.
Yeah, but the way this match is going, it's a real possibility.
Jericho, though, needs a breather, and he rolls out of the ring to try to do that.
Wise maneuver from a wily veteran.
I'm not sure if Jericho's going to get much rest time.
What's this guy doing? Daniel Bryan with a suicide dive right off the announce desk.
Looks like Bryan might have bounced off the announce desk himself.
I don't think Miz liked the fact that Bryan threw his body in harm's way, and I can't say I blame him. What's this guy thinking? Bringing it back into the ring. Up the turnbuckle goes Daniel Bryan. You know, Byron, I have to wonder if Daniel Bryan is still thinking about earlier tonight when his pro mentor, Miz, slapped him across the face.
Well, any man that gets slapped has got to carry that embarrassment for some time, especially with it coming on your first day on the job.
That's something Yoshi Tatsu taught you, Byron? Miz did say he's going to slap some personality into his rookie.
He's stalking his opponent from the top turnbuckle. He's going for it all. Look at this. Guys, you're getting ahead of yourself. Be some sort of miracle.
Boy.
See, I told you.
Oh, boy.
This one's over now. Roll him into the walls of Jericho. Tap him out, Chris.
Bryan's trying to fight it.
Rolls through. What a counter by the technician, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, my God.
Heel hook is in.
Jericho's in trouble.
Jericho tried it. Is he going to tap? Is he going to tap?
He may have no choice.
He made it to the bottom rope.
You have got to be impressed, Michael, from what we're seeing from Daniel Bryan.
Did he win yet, Byron?
Daniel Bryan thinks he...
Oh, breaker!
You can't allow a veteran like Jericho any time to recover.
You're right, Corey. That was a rookie move. And now he's going to pay for it, Byron.
That very well may be the case, Michael.
This loser's going to lose again. Lion Tamer.
Can Bryan hold on?
Tap out, nerd.
You got your wish, Cole. Daniel Bryan fought valiantly, but just couldn't hang with the champ.
Yeah, this time, experience was just too much for Daniel Bryan.
And listen, Miz has got to be so disappointed, and I don't blame him. Luck of the draw, Miz got this loser to be his protege, and now Miz a little bit of tough love here.
Whoa, tough love? Give me a break.
Tough love.
This is ridiculous.
Miz is obviously frustrated with his star pupil.
Oh, yeah, so you're frustrated, so that's okay. Now you can beat him up?
Yeah, start winning some matches, then you won't get beat up anymore.
That's ridiculous.
What disrespect me? Huh? I'm a champion.
Miz has lost his mind.
Lying on his back, looking at the lights again.
You would think a high-profile match with the World Heavyweight Champion would solidify my status in WWE, right? Nope. Just a few months later, I was released. For those of you keeping track at home, this was the second time I was released by WWE. I thought this time I might be done with WWE for good. But not long after my release, I returned at SummerSlam. When WWE called me, they said, hey, if you want to come back, that's for the main event of SummerSlam. Main eventing SummerSlam, it's just super cool. Old school pay-per-views still holds special meaning. Not long after SummerSlam, my strained relationship with The Miz picked up right where it left off.
Let me tell you something. I'm the pro. I am the talent.
The Miz is almost a perfect adversary for me because we are so polar opposites. The one thing I do respect about Miz, he works very, very hard.
You and me, U.S. Championship match. Yes or no?
Yes. We had our first match against each other at Night of Champions 2010 for the United States title.
Miz and Daniel Bryan have been polar opposites throughout their careers, making for a fierce rivalry. But the weird part is that the indie darling Daniel Bryan began in WWE as a protege of reality star The Miz on NXT.
Miz and Daniel Bryan were teammates in name only. Some NXT pairings, like myself and Dolph Ziggler, had excellent pro-rookie relationships. Miz and Bryan, however, hated each other from the very start.
Oh, boom, what impact!
The elbow!
Wow, elbow! Between his championship, his briefcase, and his media obligations, Miz is slipping just a little here. He'll bounce back. Big slam. Keep your eye on this one. He knows he's in trouble.
He wants no part of this.
Whoa! Hurricane Rana!
Unbelievable athleticism.
Shoulders on the mat. And an early kick out in this unusual matchup.
It's going to take more than that.
What a strike. What a stomp.
Good grief.
Ooh!
I believe Daniel Bryan has a strong chance of winning tonight. And the guy was trained by Shawn Michaels, who must have taught Bryan a thing or two about high-pressure matches.
What has happened to you, Corey? You've turned into another Saxton. Yeah, and Daniel Bryan was also trained by The Miz. Quite frankly, Bryan should have listened to The Miz more, and maybe he would have won NXT.
Nailed it. Beautiful technique.
You gotta believe this one's over. You know what? I take back what I said about Daniel Bryan potentially winning NXT. Bryan never could have won NXT. He started with a 10-match losing streak. He probably only...
What happens if The Miz comes up short here tonight against Daniel Bryan?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, has it, Byron?
Could be on the verge of occurring. Daniel Bryan from the top rope. Miz is in trouble.
Yeah, but look at The Miz fight back. What a warrior. Oh, no!
Great wherewithal from The Miz. Daniel Bryan hung out to dry. Boom!
Oh, no!
Just like that, The Miz has turned the tides in this matchup.
This is what I'm talking about.
He's flipped the switch, that's for sure.
The champion into the cover. Early kick out, referee right on top of the action.
Nice kick out there.
He wants to do this in the ring. Oh, impactful slam.
Nailed it.
Dan drop kick hits the mark. Not sure how much he has left.
Looking for the finish.
See if he takes the bait.
Oh, and it's a reversal.
Oh, The Miz's grasp on the United States Championship is slowly slipping away.
No, Miz can't lose here tonight. Not like this. Wisely bringing the action back into the ring.
And the slam.
Uh-oh, Bryan looking for it. The yes lock is applied. Will his opponent tap?
The Miz getting outclassed here tonight, guys. Nobody survives that, Michael.
And he escapes the submission.
And good thing, that could have been disastrous. The Miz,
And he breaks free.
just when you thought he was out of this one.
The majority of the WWE Universe here tonight is trying to will Daniel Bryan back into this matchup.
Corey, that's because a lot more people relate to Daniel Bryan than they do The Miz.
Relate to Daniel Bryan? How can he relate to a guy who doesn't own a TV or eat meat? I don't like the look at his incoming. Boom! Oh, this is dangerous right here.
He's flipped the switch, that's for sure.
Here it's
Drop kick with precision. This one's over, guys. Oh, the yes lock is cinched in.
Is he got him in the yes lock?
The Miz getting outclassed here tonight, guys.
Interesting decision here, Corey.
I don't know. I kind of like it. He clearly wants to inflict some more punishment.
Here we go. Daniel Bryan is in position.
Yeah, if he hits this, the match is over.
Oh, bell clap. Ooh, kick! Setting him up in position here on the second DDT. He's stalking his opponent from the top turnbuckle. Look at this. Oh, an elbow drop.
Oh, it's a piercing elbow.
Boom! Ooh, what impact. This might be it.
Oh, my.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business. Going all the way up. Look out.
Oh, my gosh, what a dive.
Oh, nasty impact.
Drop kick.
The Miz getting outclassed here tonight, guys. The Miz got the worst end of that stick.
If he sticks this, he is done.
The yes lock! The yes lock is applied! Here's his moment, Michael. That's not even remotely comfortable looking. He did it! Daniel Bryan is U.S. champion!
No, it can't be.
Man, this was great. Highlight for one superstar, low light for another. He ain't playing here. He really put on a great show.
Here is your winner, and the new United States Champion, Daniel Bryan.
That was a fluke. The Miz slipped and Daniel Bryan somehow took advantage.
The long road for Daniel Bryan leads to the United States title.
You know, nothing made me happier than when I'd lock in Lucky 13 and make my opponents tap out.
And I'll tell you, the roof nearly flew off this place in Rosemont, and the bell finally rang to end this one.
After I defeated The Miz, my WWE career really started to take off. I won the Money in the Bank briefcase and then cashed it in to beat The Big Show for my first World Heavyweight Championship.
Can you believe it? Daniel Bryan is the new World Heavyweight Champion.
But for every step forward, it seemed like I took 2 steps back. One was pretty big, when at WrestleMania in 2012, I lost the world title in just 18 seconds.
Oh, man! A front kick by Sheamus! Oh, my God! Sheamus is the world champion! That may be one of the fastest title changes in the history of WrestleMania!
After that, I was angry and wanted to blame a lot of people for my failure. But it actually led to one of the most enjoyable times of my career.
Daniel Bryan's forced to go to anger management with that man. No!
I formed an unlikely partnership with Kane.
Shut your mouth right now!
the devil's favorite demon is nothing without the world's toughest vegan! No!
Kane is one of my favorite people. We almost have the same sense of humor.
Daniel Bryan and Kane hugging out tonight. This is the most awkward and weird thing I've ever seen. There we go, yes, they hugged it out. Anger management, I believe, has been a success.
We just had a lot of fun.
We watch each other's back. Team Hell No style.
We had our first shot at the Tag Team Championships when we faced Kofi Kingston and R-Truth at Night of Champions in 2012.
We're in Boston in a building where many great champions have been crowned, and right now, the tag team titles are on the line. The champions, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth against the unlikely team of Daniel Bryan and Kane.
Talk about an odd couple, Michael. With everything we've seen for Bryan and Kane in the past few weeks, I gotta wonder if Dr. Shelby's anger management therapy can turn these two into a cohesive unit.
What do you know about therapists, Saxton? They've been thrusted into this position while the champions have been centered around their teamwork for the past 5 months. Kane and Bryan only have anger management in common. I wouldn't call that a building block towards tag team titles.
You gotta believe this one's over. Harsh impact. What a stomp. Good grief. Boom, what impact.
Oh, man, what a leg drop. Ooh, that's how you dominate your opponent.
Nice monkey flip. Leading up to this match, a lot of praise was thrown on Kofi and R-Truth. Kofi being a 3-time Intercontinental Champion and both having time as United States Champion. Well, Daniel Bryan has his accolades as well.
Of course, Daniel Bryan won the United States Championship at the same pay-per-view 2 years ago against The Miz. He also went on to win a Money in the Bank and become a World Heavyweight Champion. Boom, right in the button. Oh, man, right to the arm.
Hyperextend your elbow.
Bringing up Daniel Bryan's time as World Heavyweight Champion, he did lose that title in only 18 seconds to Sheamus at WrestleMania.
Why? Why do you have to go and bring that up, Saxton? You know Daniel's in a fragile state right now, and you bring up a moment where he was caught off guard and hit by a now outlawed Brogue Kick.
What a strike. And that's a display of excellent ring awareness.
Nicely done.
Can we address R-Truth and Little Jimmy, please? If anyone needs Dr. Shelby, it's R-Truth. The guy's seeing things. He's holding ropes to let an imaginary person into the ring. Forget Daniel Bryan and Kane. Someone please help R-Truth.
I think R-Truth is doing just fine. This week, WWE.com had a pictorial about Little Jimmy's family. Portraits like Little Jimmy and a birthday party hat. Pretty fabulous.
Beautiful technique.
Bam! What a slam.
Cole, I was reaching out to get R-Truth help for his imaginary delusion, but you're here enabling self-destructive behavior. We know what having imaginary friends well into adulthood can do to a person. We've seen what it's done to Saxton.
Well, I would have to refute that, okay? I'm a well-adjusted adult gentleman with many real-world friends, too. Thank you very much.
This might be it.
Oh, my.
Beautiful technique.
Harsh impact.
We've been seeing Daniel and Kane in therapy for weeks now. It's not anger management that these two need. What they need is respect from the WWE Universe. These Yes Chance fans do are an absolute mockery to Daniel Bryan. I don't blame him one bit for being angry.
What a boot.
Brought in the hard way. Nailed it.
Irish whip. You know, Corey, I see Daniel's issues with the Yes Chant, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, even in Montreal, where we were for Raw this past week, the crowd chants, "We, we, we." So these Yes Chants are becoming bilingual.
Oh, very cute, Cole. Daniel Bryan just a few feet away, and you're doing that. You should see if your friend Dr. Shelby does sensitivity training as well, because you need it.
What a clothesline!
Ouch! Jaw-shattering boot.
Ooh, what impact. Kane has held 11 tag team titles in his career.
Yeah, there's a chance for 12, but Daniel Bryan's going to have to help.
Guys, when the WWE Universe has the power on Monday Night Raw, it can be really nutty. Case in point, a few weeks ago, the WWE Universe voted on social media to have Daniel Bryan and Kane hug it out in the middle of the ring. Yes, folks, hug it out.
Yeah, it was not a sight we usually see in a WWE ring. Kane and Daniel appeared to be two people that have never given a hug in their whole life. An awkward moment that showed they both still had ways to go in their anger management.
Dragon screw. That'll tear your knee up.
Oh, right to the kidneys.
Golly.
Lariat.
What a stomp.
Good grief.
Oh, man, right to the arm. Hyperextend your elbow. Oh, nasty impact.
If I was Kingston, I would not be showboating at this point of the match.
You gotta believe this one's over. You know, Byron, Kane and Daniel Bryan almost accidentally stumbled into this title opportunity when they defeated the prime-time players on last week's Raw.
I can tell you it was no accident when Kane delivered a hateful chokeslam on Bryan. It just so happened that Daniel landed on their opponent long enough to gain the pinfall. I can't foresee that being the outcome against the champions, though. Oh, boy, he is rolling.
When this guy's on, look out. Oof. Ooh, boom, what impact. This might be it.
Oh, my.
Boom.
Beautiful technique.
Comes in off the tag.
Dominating shoulder tackle.
The shoulders are down. Digging deep for a kick out. Wow. In comes Kane. Daniel Bryan has so much on his mind right now. He was ballistic in a WWE.com interview. The problem is Daniel Bryan, he's a great competitor, but this crowd constantly distracts him. How can anybody do their work when this is going on?
Oh, it's absolutely unfair. Bryan has to keep his anger in check while hearing the WWE Universe mock him. And then he also has to focus on his opponent. It's a lot to him.
He might have it. He's looking at it. Belly to back suplex. We touched on how much is going through Daniel Bryan's head right now. Again, this all started when Daniel Bryan thought the fans were embracing him. And then when he realized... Big move!
Thunderous slam.
This one's over, guys.
Guys, let's go to the replay.
Yeah, I definitely need to see that again.
One. And he breaks up the pinfall.
Since Kofi and R-Truth became allies, they've been on a tear in WWE. They know how to work together as a tag team. Then on the other side of the ring, judging from the last few weeks, Kane and Daniel Bryan are far from being on the same page.
Same page? Daniel and Kane aren't even reading the same book. Whereas Kofi and Truth, they're finishing each other's sentences.
Clothesline! Ooh, what impact.
Earth-shaking power slam.
The tag team scene here in WWE is undergoing a bit of a renaissance, and it's because of action like this.
We talk about being on the same page, and Truth and Kofi certainly are. But what do you think Kane and Daniel Bryan's shared experience in anger management can create a...
Kane is looking to end this right now. Look at Kane. It's coming.
Is he done? Look out here. Uh-oh. Interesting decision here, Corey.
I don't know. I kind of like it. He clearly wants to inflict some more punishment.
So, Michael, let me ask you, did Daniel Bryan's anger management issues begin way back in April at WrestleMania?
And now one more.
Maybe a figment of your imagination, but little Jimmy hurts.
There's a pin now. One! And the count's broken, keeping the match alive.
To the arm. Hyperextend your elbow.
That's how you wear down your opponent. Now the old vicious head crank.
Look at the torque.
Elbow drop, big time.
He's making a statement here with this attack.
I need to say, guys, if Daniel Bryan and Kane can work together and win here tonight, Dr. Shelby deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, Cole. I have it on good authority that Dr. Shelby isn't even a certified therapist. My sources on the health board say he dropped out of medical school to visit Tibet on some kind of spiritual excursion. The guy's a fraud.
He's a spinning ball of energy.
You know, I have to say, I've seen some progress in Kane and Daniel Bryan's anger management. I don't think they are...
Here it comes, Michael. Oh, that's what's up. That should do it.
R-Truth might be playing to the crowd a bit too much here. Time will tell.
Drop kick right on point.
Oh, and a backbreaker!
Right to the spine.
Here he goes.
In comparing Daniel Bryan and Kane's progress in therapy, I think there are two different cases. Bryan had an emotional breakdown brought on by the WWE Universe, whereas Kane has just been sick and demented since birth.
Well, one of those things for sure. They're both off the rocker in my estimation.
Great job, Dr. Cole.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
He's getting closer, Corey, and he tags his partner in.
Momentum.
Here comes Daniel Bryan sending Kingston across the ring.
And Daniel Bryan looking to put Kofi Kingston away for the tag team titles. Drop kick. Kingston's in trouble. Kane
Are in peril. The Big Red Machine making the long climb to the top rope.
I don't think Bryan wanted Kane to make the tag.
No, not at all. He felt like he was in control, and now Kane is heading up top.
It's just a matter of time until this team implodes. We know they can't stand each other.
Kofi Kingston.
Look at Bryan. Bryan is hanging on to the ankle of Kane.
Kingston.
Crash and burn.
And now Daniel Bryan. Shoved away by Kane.
This is hilarious.
Bryan with a shot to Kane.
What is happening?
And there's Kane off the top rope. Splash into a cover. New tag team champions.
Oh my God.
No way.
Yes way.
I cannot believe what we just saw.
What we just saw is two men in Kane and Daniel Bryan. Who can't stand each other, but now they're tag team champions.
Kane can't believe it. Daniel Bryan is celebrating.
No amount of therapy could have prepared the WWE Universe for this. This is going to be a disaster.
Can you imagine Kane and Daniel Bryan as tag team champions?
You don't have to imagine it. It's a reality.
Man, it's weird.
I guess anger management worked, well, at least somewhat, right?
Team champions! I am the tag team champions! I am the tag
And look at this.
Can't even agree who the real champion is.
What's both of them, Byron?
tag team champions! I am the tag team champions!
This is going to be interesting to watch. There's obviously no argument here. They both won the titles.
They can't even enjoy the victory together.
Oh, no.
The Big Red Machine certainly not pleased with the situation, but he can call himself one half of the tag team champions.
You know, Byron, Kane and Daniel Bryan almost accidentally stumbled into this title